2007, I am divorced, I am working, I'm being a single mother, and I have this serious conversation with God in the bathroom. Okay, Lord, I don't ever want to date again. I don't ever want to get married again unless this time He's the one you want for me. I mean, I already made that choice once, that it wasn't God's, He wasn't the man for me. So I said, this is the list of things that I want. So I went down, I'm standing in the mirror, talking to myself, talking to God. I said, so the very first thing is I want him to be widowed.
Where did that even come from,
Exactly.
right?
Why would I even pray for that? Well, I'm thinking in my mind, if there's no single guys, good guys left at my age now, I'm thinking they're all either married or divorced. So I'm thinking he's got to be widowed. But also, if he's been widowed, he's never been divorced. I mean, she left because it was her time. So he would still be married. He'd still be a faithful husband. So that was my mind.
That makes sense.
My thinking.
Yeah.
So he's got to be widowed.
Is it better than divorce?
Right.
Anything's better than divorce.
Right, and there can't be any good guys left or single.
Because the wife is what makes him the good guy. Right. Okay.
Right. No kids. I didn't want to share my kids with anyone except, I wanted him to be a dad. And then he has to have a relationship with the Lord. So those were the first three things. And then I prayed for, love him to be a good kisser, maybe like motorcycles. I really wanted him to have an Australian accent, but that didn't work.
Okay, the list is getting a little harder here.
That's right. He's like, wait,
God could do anything, but come on.
I draw the line on the Australian accent.
Okay.
So, I prayed. I said, that's amen, and that's that. So I was at the time, I was a youth leader at my church, so where I could go to church on Wednesday nights with my kids. And the youth pastor came up to me, and he said, hey, I've been thinking about you. I think I have someone in mind for you. I'm like, okay, let me hear it. And what he said just floors me to this day. He said, well, he's widowed, no kids, works at Central Westland Church. And inside I'm like, really? This is the guy I'm going to marry? And outside I'm like, yeah, you can give him my number. That's fine. That's okay. And so I waited for him to call, and because I knew this was the guy I prayed for. And so we went out on a couple dates, and he has a motorcycle.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I know, God is detailed. And so, but I'm still carrying around all my luggage. I'm still diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And so a couple dates in, I'm thinking, I've got to share this with this man. I've got to tell him about my past and that I take medication. And so that's what we did. We went out for coffee, and I told him all of these things I don't like about myself. And it was a lot to take in over coffee. And he said, I'm going to have to pray about this. I'm going to have to think about this. I'd like to talk with some other people, get some counsel. And I'm like, okay.
So you just laid it all, you weren't going to hide it from him. You weren't going to unpack.
I laid it all out there.
You unpacked.
I didn't think it was fair. That if he were to fall in love with me and then it's too late, then he's got to, deal with me.
So you're basically trying to sabotage yourself. I mean, you could look at it that way.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I'm going to tell you all this stuff so you don't, I mean, that's
or to ensure that if this is going to be what it should be, he needs to.
No, it's amazing that you're doing that, because I think it's so unusual that somebody would be that honest up front.
Yeah. I really felt led. I mean, I'm traveling a new journey. The Lord is going before me and taking me on this new journey. Even though I'm still mentally ill, even though I'm still, I have so much damage that was done over my life, I'm still trying to be obedient. So I did feel I need to tell him, but it was still hard.
But can I just say, this is an amazing thing that everybody should do, because what ends up happening, this is what we say, like you bring your suitcases into the marriage, and then the baggage then you open up all the baggage.
Right.
And this person has no idea. That's what most people do.
You're right.
So I'm just in awe that you did like what should be done.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so go
So
ahead.
it was hard. It was hard telling him all those things, but I felt like I was giving him that choice. And so he took some time. He took, I would say, about a week, and was asking people, and we finally met up again. And he said, I have some concerns, but ultimately, you seem like you're doing good. you're going to stay on your medication, right? Yep, I'm going to stay on my medication. Yes, I am. And he said, so we got some time, so let's just date. Let's just see how it goes. So that's what we did. We dated. We went for more motorcycle rides. We did things with the kids. And that was about a year. So in 2008, he proposed to me in front of all of the youth group kids, in front of my kids, got down on one knee and proposed, and I said yes, and we were married a year later. So we're done with the wedding, we've cleaned everything up, we're at the hotel, we fall exhausted on the bed, and I tell him to take off his ring, and inside of his ring it said, I really, really like you, which is something I said to him on a second date. And so it was just God creating this amazing, bond for us. And
So he didn't know that was in the ring.
he didn't know that was in the ring.
Oh.
So he just took it off, and I had said that on our second date, which really kind of scared him. I'm like, I really, really like you. I think it's because I knew this was the guy for me, and he's like, okay, thank you. So anyway, so we're
Not
married.
much.
So we're married. We're married.
Like what you saw? Make sure to comment and like below. Hit that subscribe button for more content uploaded weekly.